So in the beginning of videos now, I like to do or say something just a little bit funny, just to break the ice. If you've never been to the channel before, break the ice. But I can't really find anything funny to say about tape measures, and that was what the video's about. So I guess in some ways you could say that it's really got the measure of me. Yes, so welcome back to the Dadskillz how-to channel, and today we're going to take a look at the wonderful, interesting world, don't snigger, of the tape measure. Now I've got a couple here, and we're going to have a look at them, and I'm struggling to find my actual daily tape measure that I use all the time. No idea where it's gone. That's a Milwaukee, but we've got a Klein and a DeWalt to take a look at. So where shall we start? Well, let's start with the case, shall we? This is a DeWalt. It's got its length in meters and feet on the front there. We've got a little handy clip on the back. And as it says, it's quite a tough tape measure. All three of my tape measures, I will show you now. I've run over to test how tough they are, so I'll show you that video now. So the Klein tape measure, very much the same. It's got meters and feet on the front, very tough, quite a nice looking thing, got a clip on the back. So something else you may not have noticed on the back of your tape measure. A lot do have this, a lot don't, but a lot do. All my tape measures do. They've actually got the length of the body of the tape measure there. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? And that one's got exactly the same. That's for, you know, when you're trying to measure into that corner and you've got this arc there of tape measure and you're not quite sure whether it's 250 mil or is it 245, you're not quite sure. Well, now you know the length of the body of your tape measure. You can now pull that into the back of the work. You can even clip it shut, and there we go, you've got your length. Or, if that's not possible, you can take your measurement and then you can add the length of the tape measure so that you can get the full length that you need. Let's take a look at the tip of the tape measure. Why are they rattly? Why are they rattly, annoying? They go in and out. This one's a bit stiff. This one's actually got a magnet on the end, so that's good. You can hang that off something metal, pin it to it, and then you don't need that other person stood the other end. But they rattle about, so why is that? Let's show you on this one. So they rattle about because they're actually set to the correct distance. So let's say we want 50 mil, whatever, 50 mil, let's say, somewhere there. If we butt this up against something, that's going to give us an accurate measurement to our 50 mil. And the reason it rattles about is if we need to hang this off something like that, that then moves out, and I'll see if I can get the best way to describe this so you can see. So you see the thickness of this end, yeah? So you butt that up, and that thickness is taken into account when reading your measurement. But when you pull it away, it moves away this thickness. You see that? It moved away the thickness of the end. So now we've got an accurate measurement up to our 50 mil or whatever we wanted. So that's a cool feature. So when they rattle about, that's not an issue. They're meant to be like that. So what other features does our tape measure have that are useful? So just from the very outside, we've got our clip. So that makes everything nice and useful. So if we're measuring something and we want exactly the same length every time, measure our first one, put our clip on, and there we go. We've got a standard measurement there that we can copy and replicate across all the pieces of work that we need to do. The tape itself, we've seen it's got a measurement on the side. If that rubs off, if you want to know or you don't know, most tape measures have actually got that measurement replicated on the tape itself. Same again on the Klein. I'm sure it's the same again on the Milwaukee, but I haven't got that. I can't find it, which is slightly annoying. So as you can see, both my tape measures are inches and centimeters, and I think in America they only use inches, but you know what people are like today and how everything is a divisive issue. I had a comment, which I shall put up on screen now. I hate the way tape measures come in inches and centimetres. How can you hate that? Who cares? It really doesn't matter, does it? And I'm slightly heathen in that respect that I'll use both. If I get to 4 inches and it's dead on, I'll use 4 inches. Or if I get to 10 centimetres and that's more accurate, I'll use that. I really don't care. As long as I can replicate that unit of length on my work, then it really doesn't matter. How could a tape measure be divisive? I hate it. I hate that they do that. More things on our actual tape. Now, this one is more America than Britain. So if you're watching in America, this is why. So you will see on a lot of tapes, you get a black circle. Now on this one, we haven't got a black circle. We've just got it in red. And so you'll see 16 in red. You will see 32 in red. Now the decline's the same as well. So we've got red instead of black circles. That's fine. What that means is that's the normal spacing of stud work in America. So that's a quick reference when you're measuring, say the plasterboard's on, and you need to find a stud to fix something to. You need a piece of wood for that. Well, that gives you a good estimation of where the stud work is going to be. And then you will also see at something like 19 and 3/8, let's say. 19 and 3/8, you see that black triangle? This is more for America as well, really. And there we've got instead of a triangle, we've got a diamond, 38, whatever that is. That is the recommended spacing for floor joists in America. So there are other bits and pieces that you can do with your tape measure, which the first one you probably won't find yourself doing this, but you set it wherever you want it. Screw a screw in, put your pencil in there. You can then easily draw a circle with it. I'll put a little clip of that up now. So another one, I don't know if you have been shown this, is how to center a piece of wood. You want to center a piece of wood of a board, but it's a really odd measurement. So you can put your tape on there, and so you don't take your odd measurement. What you can do is actually angle your tape measure up the board until you get to a measurement that is easily divisible by what you need. So let's say we angle our tape measure and get to 200 mil, or it's quite a wide board, whatever. It's quite a wide something if you're in America. You can angle your tape till you get to 16 inches, and then you can divide that by 2 or 4 or 3, whatever you want. So that just makes finding the center or the thirds of a board much easier. Okay, so the next interesting thing about tapes is the more expensive your tape measure, the better the standout is going to be. Now, what is standout? Well, standout is basically how far it stands out. So, for instance, that's the standout, as you can see. This is probably the best tape measure I've had for standout. So I could get to something like 134 inches before the tape snaps. It doesn't literally snap, but it breaks and it makes that pingy noise. So the more expensive the tape measure, the better that is. So that's probably the best one for that. The Klein, I can probably get up to 100 and something inches, something like that. And the Milwaukee is like 115, something like that. So why is that important? Well, if you're on your own and you need to get across and touch the other side of the wall, or you want to measure in between something and there's no one to help you hold the other end, there's nothing metal to attach your magnet to, you can use the standout function, and you can get across there and you take your measurement without the tape measure snapping. So we're almost done in our quick race through tape measures, functions, features, and things you may not know. Now, I have found one thing which I haven't seen a lot of people use, but I saw a video promoting it. You know, you see these things on Instagram and that. And I saw this thing. And I thought, if you're a noob to DIY, this may be another little helpful trick that will help you get accurate measurements on what you're measuring. So let's have a little look at this thing, which is called Matey Measure. Well, that's it from the Dadskillz how-to channel today. I hope that's been helpful. Tape measures, whilst on the surface of it, may not seem the most exciting of things, but there's a lot of features there that you may not know about. And hopefully now you do, and you can put them into action. YouTube in his wisdom will recommend a video to you now that he thinks you'll enjoy, and I think you will too. Take a look at that. Leave me some suitably measured comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.